Q4 is the most important time for many e-commerce stores out there. And in this video, I will share our secret sauce, our insights from a native agency daily business, what we're doing to scale up shops with Shopify, WooCommerce, whatever, profitable in Q4. Hi everyone, my name is Marcel Sattler. I'm the founder of PurpleBlack, a native advertising only agency. So what we're doing on a daily basis is we run profitable native ad campaigns with traffic sources like Taboola, Outbrain, Yahoo Gemini, and many more. But we work way more on Q4. And that's because we have a lot of clients in e-commerce, and you might notice that Q4 is very important for many e-commerce stores out there. But before we dive into it, let's just recap very fast why Q4 is so important for many stores out there. And in general, it's easy to declare because in Q4, in the holiday season, a lot of people are willing to buy something. They are ready to invest their money, which they save, which they receive from their work. So you have a lot of more conversion, or in general, a higher conversion rate in Q4 than, for example, in Q2 or Q3. That was the positive side of Q4, but of course there's also a negative impact because every advertiser wants to advertise, want to show their product, their service in Q4. So therefore the CPCs, CPMs are more expensive, but in general it's still profitable because you have a higher conversion rate and of course also a higher CPC or CPM. But normally you doesn't have to care about it because the conversion rate in general is way higher than the increasement of the CPCs or CPMs. As mentioned in the beginning of the video, we just run native ads with Taboola, Outbrain, Gemini, and many more traffic sources. So we are just focusing on native advertising and nothing else. In Q4, we're using different tactics because we know Q4 is different. There's a higher conversion rate, but there's also more competition, and normally we have to scale up campaigns very fast and profitably because in Q4 is just 3 months, so October, November, December, and of course we are just run performance campaigns. So that means when a client invests $1, they want to receive at least $3 to $4 left. So what we're doing is we're not just playing with, for example, sales. Of course, sale is the most simple method to run, for example, Cyber Week, Black Week, and all that stuff. So you're already familiar with those kind of sales strategies. But we are also using a lot of different tactics, which is a listicle. A listicle is more or less an advertorial, but it includes a lot of products. So you might be familiar with it, or you might already saw it in the past because it's the 60 best products for seniors or the top 3 blah for XYZ. That's more or less a listicle. It's a big long advertorial with just a quick intro, and then you see product. And people love listicles. They love to see, okay, what's inside there, what's the 60 best products for seniors, what's the best 60 cat toys, however. So people love to scroll through there, and we see it because when we analyze those listicles from us, we have sometimes very long listicles with 60, 70, 80 products, and we saw people are scrolling down, they're investing 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes of their time to just see every product in the listicle. So they really love to scroll through a listicle. And therefore, we're using a lot of listicles in Q4 because they're working normally as evergreen listicle the whole year, but they're working extremely well in Q4. There's a very simple clarification why that's the case, because people are in Q4, especially in November and December, in shopping mode. So they are familiar in those 2 months or in the quarter in general to shop through products, and therefore it's super important that you show people the products. And normally you don't have to, when you have a very simple product, you don't have to explain it a lot. So when you have a simple product, you can easily work with listicles, but please ensure when you want to run a listicle, you have to have at least 3 to 5 products, because when you just have one product, it could not be a listicle. In a listicle, you need at least 3 to 5 products, But of course, I recommend you to start with way bigger listicles, because bigger listicles, in our case, are performing way better. So when you have 30, 40, 50, 60 products, they're working way better. And by the way, that's the case because normally brands didn't have that bunch of products. That's the case why a lot of affiliates also using listicles, because they're creating their own content, the listicle, and they're just putting in affiliate links, affiliate links, affiliate links, and that's working especially great in Q4. Another example what we're using is a gift guide. So let's say you sell some jewelry and your target audience are women normally. But in Q4, it might make sense also to advertise their spouses, to say, hey, that's a quick gift guide. This, and this jewelry is a very good fit if your wife is something between 40 and 65. So normally the spouse don't have to think a lot of what does my wife like and something like that. So you make it very simple to them and show them just your top jewelry. This can be also in a listicle style again, but also it also can be just one product. So your best-selling product over the whole year, which woman really, really loves. So therefore the spouses think, okay, it's a very good fit. It's very simple for me. I just have to pay amount X and I receive a happy wife. Another approach which we're using is to run dedicated advertorials or campaigns for Q4. So for example, we're running different advertorials for Halloween season, for Cyber Week, Black Week, holiday season in general. So that means for us, we are a real big content factory currently, because we're producing all the content for Halloween, for Cyber Week and all that stuff. So therefore we are creating really a lot of different campaigns, because we have to test, for example, in Cyber Week or in the Black Week, we have to test a lot of different approaches. And therefore we have to prepare the content right now, that we then have it and just can see by data what's working. So therefore I highly recommend you, if you're not already have done it in the past, I highly recommend you to create the content for Q4 now, because then you just can focus on the media buying process and not about the content creation process. Because when you just start in Cyber Week or in the Black Week with the content creation process, you will definitely lose this game, because you can parallel care about the data, about the processes, and about the approach. That's too much on your plate. In Q4, normally you just have to hyper focus on media buying, on the data, on the numbers which you receive, because when you see one approach is extremely profitable and you're spending there 1K or 2Ks, then normally the goal is to scale it up very fast, because you know it's not endless, it's not unlimited. You just have a very small period of time where this, let's say, unlimited scale is possible. So therefore you have to ensure that you are able to see by data, for example, approach A is ready to scale up from 2K to 20K ad spend per day profitable. And therefore you don't have the time to waste to create then the content. So you have to get prepared everything now, that you just can create, or that you just can hyper focus on everything else, on the media buying process, on the numbers, on the KPIs in Q4, and not then taking care about the whole media, about the whole content creation stuff. And as mentioned in the beginning, we're doing a lot of things differently in Q4. So we are hyper focusing on performance for e-commerce in Q4. So that means we are searching for the campaigns which we run already in the last couple of months, which we can leverage. So that means we are analyzing a lot of things to see which approach, which creatives, which assets, which editorials, which offer pages are working the best, to leverage them to scale them up very fast from 1 to 3K daily budget to 30, 40, 50K daily budget profitable. So that's the way. Therefore, it's always useful to have an account, an Taboola or Outbrain account, which is already filled with data from the past. So normally when you start now in the first week of October with native ads and you start completely from scratch, normally it could be working that you have, or that you go to be profitable in Q4 with native ads. But when you want to start in November, for example, and get a profitable, scalable campaign with Taboola Outbrain, that's normally not possible because you don't have any data from or any historical data to see what's working with the audience, what's working on especially this traffic source there. So let's recap it very fast. The fourth quarter is very important for the most e-commerce stores out there. And also for us as a native advertising agency, because in this month or in this period, in these 3 months, we are scaling a lot of shops completely from scratch up to a very high spending, profitable store. And therefore we are using some techniques like, for example, listicles. A listicle is an advertorial but includes products. So that means the 60 best products for XYZ. That's working in general very, very good for not just affiliates, but also for regular stores with a lot of products. Another method is that we are trying to see the historical data of an account to see exactly which evergreen account or which evergreen approach was working so that we can leverage it and scale it up very fast. So therefore, historical data is always super valuable when you already run the campaigns for the last couple of weeks or months. And if you don't have started yet with native ads, but you say, hey, native ads sounds like a good fit for me and for my store, and Q4 is also very important for me, then you should take action now, because there's just a very small time period for when you start completely from scratch. So as mentioned before, historical data is important and you have to gather data and informations to feed the pixel and everything else. So it's very important also to test different approaches in the beginning of Q4. So therefore, when you want to start or scale profitable in Q4, you have to take action exactly now. And when you say, hey, native ads, it's a good fit for me, but I don't know where to start, then I highly invite you to go to purple-black.com and schedule your free consultation call. What we'll do there is we will take a look if your product, if your service in general is a good fit for native, and we will give you a free consultation what to do when you want to start with native ads. I hope you liked that video about Q4. If so, I would invite you to subscribe to my channel to get updated when I upload a new video about native ads here on YouTube. Have a good one. See you next time.